Hi, I'm Zara, the hypnotherapist, and I kind of want to talk today um, a little bit about this topic about aging. Maybe because my birthday comes up in the next month, I'm going to be 44. And when I was in my 20s, for example, or when I was a teenager, close to the age of my older children right now, I looked at being 44 as, gosh, I couldn't even tell you how old I thought that was. Um, Old and over the hill, the things that you think when you're a teenager and you think 30 is ancient. And you think, oh, as you're in your 20s and you'll be like 27 and you'll think, oh, I'm so old now. I just look back on that now and I just laugh about it because it's so interesting how your mindset changes and you experience this shift and it just feels so much better. Now, is this shift because I did therapy and hypnotherapy and, did some work to get here? Is this what happens as you age? But what I'm really starting to find out is life gets better. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not, gosh, what was I even worried about in my 20s? I was worried about I would grow older and be unattractive and get wrinkles and that would be the end of the world. But that's not what happens. You get older and you like the way you look as you get older, which is insane. You think when you're in your 20s, that's like the best it's ever going to be. I personally I felt very bad about myself in my 20s. Um, Never thought I was skinny enough, never, did not like the way I looked at all. And now I look back on those pictures and it's like a fondness and an affection for that person. And you look back on that person and you give her a lot of grace and you think about the struggles and the worries back then and how you've gotten through those and where you are now. And it's kind of like the way I look at my own kids who I have, my two older kids are young adults now, and the way I look at them, and I don't look at them like they're adults, I look at them like they're children. And when I was in my 20s, you couldn't tell me I was a child. I thought I'm a full adult. Yeah, you're technically an adult, but it's not the same. As you get older, your mindset shifts and it changes and different things are important to you and you just look at things in a different way. I look at young people now with like a fondness for them, with an affection for them of like they're my kids. And that's something I didn't see coming. Um, just the way you look back on yourself and I'm a little angry and upset that I wasted time feeling bad about myself when I was younger. There was no reason to do that. It was silly. And I wonder how it's going to change now in the next couple decades. I think growing older is an honor. It's a privilege. If you're not growing older, that means you're dead. And I rather grow older and and experience life in those different stages. And how is it going to be when I'm 60 and I look back on myself in my 40s, my 50s, look back on these decades and my struggles here and how what my mindset will be in 20 years. Does it just get better? I remember, gosh, years ago when Oprah turned 50 and and gosh, you might not even know who Oprah is, but it was a talk show. And so, of course, everyone knows who Oprah is. Okay. But anyway, she had some other women who were 50. And how old was I at the time? I just thought they were ancient. Like, you lived a long life, you're 50. But they said it just gets better. Everything just gets better. And that was like the first time I heard that because I always just heard complaints about aging and all the bad things that happen and you need to get Botox and you need to stop your wrinkles young so that you don't have them when you're older. And then when I am older, I'm realizing the whole wrinkle thing, I don't even care. I don't think it's wrong to have wrinkles. It's okay. Like it's how a face should be. And you look at gray hair, and it's not this horrible thing. Oh, cover my grays. You're kind of looking at gray hair, and you're like, oh, I kind of like it. I it's different when you look at yourself too. But when you like look at someone else, I'll look my husband for example. I do like his gray hair and the beard, and I do like the wrinkles. I like the way he looks at this age. I like the way I look at this age. I don't feel the need to hold on to my youth. I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm older. I'm not in my 30s anymore. And I'm going to keep getting older, and that's okay. And there's more things to come, and I'm interested to see how I change and shift if I have this privilege to continue my life into my old age. But it's there's such a beauty in it, and I wish people talked about that more, and I wish that we could be more open about that. And maybe that's changing, but it's really a beautiful thing. And I think everyone would be doing themselves a service if they would just look back on their younger self. And how do you feel about that person? Do you feel proud of them? Do you feel affection for them? Are you giving them grace for their mistakes that they made? Are you seeing the beauty in them that maybe they couldn't see themselves when they were in it, in the thick of it? And I think that's a really important way to be able to look at ourselves. And in the present moment, like, I want to feel good about myself in the present. I don't want to another 20 years go by and then I look back and say, wow, I was so beautiful then. I was working so hard then. I was accomplishing so much. And even if how am I measuring my accomplishments, right? Is it in the amount of money I make? Is it in the amount of, prestige that I get in a career? Are those things what really mattered? Or was it the fact that I actually found this job, hypnotherapy, that I really, really love? And believe it or not, to myself, I'm saying this, I'm actually helping a lot of people with this. And that feels really good and that feels successful. So, in the moment, being able to be proud of yourself, to be able to have affection for yourself, giving yourself grace, that's a important gift you can give yourself. And you don't need to wait another 20 years for that to happen. You can work on yourself in the moment. But I just think that's something important to talk about. And you can experience these shifts. I wish I had felt better about myself when I was younger, but I'm determined not to dread aging and be hard on myself as my looks continue to change. It just feels so much better to accept yourself. It feels so much better to be proud of yourself. And I see myself in my work helping people get to this point, and that feels really, really great and amazing too. So if you'd like to experience a shift, if there's something that you want to let go of, if you want to give yourself more love and more grace and change that self-talk, that negative self-talk in your head, I do believe that I can help you with that. So if you're interested, watch some more of the videos that explain what hypnotherapy is. Reach out to me. We can have a free 30-minute consultation. And I look forward to meeting you.